Let's chat about this now with Caroline Frost from the Huffington Post and showbiz journalist Kevin Hughes. Let's talk about the music itself first, the contributions. We'll get on to the charity side of things in a minute, Kev. What do you think about the performances?
I'm quite a fan of this record, actually. I know it's going to take some people a few weeks. There are some objectors on Twitter today, but I think Midge Ure and Paul Epworth, who produced Adele's last album, has done a credible job with the production. I think it's a haunting, atmospheric record that reflects the cause that Bob Geldof is championing here as part of Band Aid 30. I think they've got some fine artists. I think there's some big talent that are missing from this record. We talk about Adele. I think that is a shame for whatever reason, but in terms of the stars of 2014, he's got them on this record. They're all on here, and they're going to connect with the generation. That's why it's #1 right now on iTunes and about to go to #1 in iTunes in America.
I liked Ed Sheeran's contribution, I have to say. Caroline, what do you think?
I think it's good enough. I mean, even Bob Geldof said last night on X Factor, you don't have to like it, just buy it. It's just good enough. It's got all the right pieces of the jigsaw. I mean, with a obviously say evident exceptions, but it will hopefully get across the line. 5 weeks until Christmas, it's got plenty of time.
Because again, regardless of the charity thing, some people are saying, oh, well, I've bought this before. It's not as good as the original. It's certainly not as good as the one 10 years ago. Is that missing the point of it?
I think it is. And also, Bob Geldof's been quite canny in employing even some sort of YouTube celebrities that we've never heard of because we're oldies these days. And so basically, there's this whole new fan base that even if they haven't heard of perhaps, I don't know, Status Quo or Bono, that they will then go, oh, that's somebody.
Alfie Days, Zoella, you know, those kind of people.
I'll jump on that, that's okay. So I think he's been quite canny in being very democratic in a cunning way.
Because it's not hard to sing that chorus, is it? Let's be honest. Let's get on to the sort of the meaning of it, though, Kevin. And you know, Damon Albarn for Band Aid 10 years ago, he went to the studios and made tea for everybody. Yeah. He didn't want to sing on it. And this time he suggested that this kind of thing is in some way patronising Africa. One of his direct quotes, all those people who are making that, taking that afternoon out of their schedules, they should go to Africa and experience it, feel that sense of magic, and maybe have a different attitude to life when you come back. So in doing what they're doing and flying in from Germany and America and where else, are the artists missing the point a bit?
I think that's slightly disingenuous of Damon Albarn. I mean, some of those artists in that room have visited Africa. One Direction went out there, of course, for comic relief. They've done their bit. Several other artists are patrons and support many other charities out there. So, look, this is all about raising as much revenue and money as Bob Geldof can, as Band Aid Trust can. They've done it for 30 years. They're going to hopefully target the right people. But, yeah, there will be those people, I think, who have a problem with the actual sound of the record, the actual music itself, but I think the cause is very just.
Some people are also chewing over the lyrics of it, Caroline. Now, this is to raise money for Ebola, in the fight against Ebola in West Africa. Yeah. But they haven't changed, I mean, they've changed some of the lyrics. They've changed Bono's lyrics, for one thing. So I think we all know the original. Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. Let's have a look at or listen to the new part.
How can they know it's Christmas time at all?
OK, so that's not exactly the rewritten line. That's his later line. But should they have tweaked that line? That's one of the most iconic lines in the original.
It is, but it was also kind of covered in controversy from the day it left his mouth, basically, because it was so patronising. And to say something like, well, it's really celebrating our good fortune, and you can see the good meaning behind it, and you can also see why people jumped on it. And apparently Bono had real problems, had to be persuaded to sing it at the time. Same thing happened again when he was on the Band Aid 2004 version. So here he is. I think what they've done.
To change it.
Yeah. Plus, I think Bob Geldof, what he's managed to do has made this a real event in a way that we didn't have with the '89 version or the 2004. Everyone's talking about this.
Kevin, final word. Will it be Christmas #1, do you think?
I think it will be, actually, yeah. The sales today are incredible. iTunes are telling me that the demand is just huge. It's possibly going to be the fastest selling single of the year, and it could be a worldwide #1.